Podcasting from Gowanus, Brooklyn, New York. This is the Brooklyn Baritone Podcast. Hey everyone, thank you for joining me again. Another beautiful day. I've been blessed with. Thank you for checking me out. I always enjoy the looks, the likes, the clicks, the views, and the support. And I would, of course, always appreciate you hitting that subscribe and notification bell on my podcast channel on YouTube, Brooklyn Baritone. We have to think of a lot of things that's important and not important. We have to learn how to funnel these things through. We have to understand that we cannot take time and people for granted. And those are the things that we have to really look at what's important. I know people are about getting that money, but when you really break it down, whether you have a 9-to-5, whether you're an entrepreneur, you have any other means of getting money, really money is a representation of time. When we get paid for our time, our skill sets, our presence, our impact of whatever that we're doing to trade off whatever services, talents, anything that we have inside of us that we can do pretty good or people seek us out to do to make their organization or their operation or whatever it is run pretty good. We get paid for our time. So technically, money translates into time. Of course, we want to maximize our time by getting more money in our pockets. And the whole thing about that is that people get it twisted and think that money's the end all. And a lot of people, they know that's not the case. And a lot of people do get mixed up in it. They get off track with what's really important. I've mentioned many times before in the past, good morning, how you doing there, man? I've mentioned many times in the past that so many people, when they are, in the later stages of their lives, they say one of their regrets are spending more time doing what they enjoy doing, spending time with their family and loved ones. That's what it boils down to. When you're born, so you got is the people that are investing their time to help grow you into as best of a human being that they possibly can, and then you can possibly can be too. These are for people who actually have loving people around them. And then when you get to the later stage, for the last stop in your life, that's again what you realize is what you need, what's important. In between, what people like to say, the social construct of what success is. It's not too wrong to want to go after certain things that reward you greatly in life, because you could at least show for my time, this is what I have to show for what I've been doing with my time. One degree, one extent, that is accurate. But at the same time, a lot of people, they forfeit their relationships that they should have been building. I get it that there are people who are a waste of time because they don't really have a foundation in their own lives. So they're not going to have the proper value for themselves, and they don't have the proper value for themselves. They don't discover that they are not going to have the proper value for anyone else. They're going to be more of a liability than an asset. And we all want to be assets. No, we don't want anyone to see us as a leech, as anything negative. Most of the time, we always want to look at ourselves in the most positive light possible. In a sense, we might become biased, and then we might not see our downfalls. Some people's weaknesses are much more blaring than others. But it's really up to us to grow ourselves and to do what we can do to help other people be their best possible version of themselves, so that they can be an asset to themselves and wherever it is that they may be in life or whoever they're around. You always have to look at your impact all the time. You're not going to be perfect all the time. No. And no one person is going to know everything, and no man is an island. So you're going to need people to be around you. You're going to need to be around people for you to grow, and then you need to be around people so that they can grow as well, because everyone has something different to lend to each other's lives. It's, again, how we were made. We were made to resonate with each other. This is how we were created. This is how Elohim intended for us to be. But along the way, we had our own ideas of what success is or what a proper and happy life is, and we veered off. So, of course, if we veer off of the original plan for us and design for us, we're going to have other results that are not as desirable. We can see there's a lot of wrong and bad things going on in the world, but that doesn't mean it's over. Wherever you are in life, even if you have people that you haven't talked to, it may be for a good reason, and if it's a very solid reason, that I get it and I understand. It's very important that you learn to forgive if anyone has wronged you as well. It's not so much for the other person, it's for you to have clarity, to have peace. Because sometimes you may need to mend that thing to have closure for yourself. And with something would have happened to you once you have that actual closure with yourself, when you forgive, it gives you more strength. Yeah, you could probably be doing you and still doing you, but you still got some kind of bitterness and you're holding on to some kind of weight that you need to just learn to let go, man. You need to learn to let go. Stop holding on or harboring to all that weight. Yeshua always says, yeah, listen, man, you don't need to hold on to that. Give it all to me. Give it all up. You have to live your life properly and do it in the most clearest and most weight-free mindset and spirit as much as you possibly can. And going forward too, when we lend our time to people, we're actually learning ourselves. And when I was talking about forgiveness, you have to also learn to forgive yourself. That's something that this man right here is speaking to you. I've struggled with that many times in my life, with certain things that I know I did wrong, should have done better. Anybody that I have wronged, there's times where I beat myself up so much and it just weighs on you. Again, not just about the forgiving other people, but it's very important to forgive yourself. Don't let yourself off the hook if you know you need to become better with things. You have to be stronger with things. If you know you have to improve things, there's certain things that you just have to shake, you have to manage properly so it does not drag you or even worse, anyone else down. So you manage yourself much better. Try to improve yourself every single day. You know your weaknesses. Everyone has their struggle when they look at themselves in the mirror all the time. And even if they are around other people and sometimes those weaknesses come out, it's okay. You're a work in progress, but you just have to always address that. In order to properly move forward and you have issues, it's 3 steps. Always identify the problem, then you come up with a course of action, and then you execute that plan. Very easy, but difficult at the same time. This is real simple things you could do for yourself to learn to not take time and people for granted. Yes, money is a tool to get things done, but it's always about using your time on this earth while we are here to the best of your ability. You have to look at it as not just helping yourself or what you perceive as success or self-advancement. How are you impacting people? I know you're not going to agree with everyone, and everyone's not going to agree with you, but how are you impacting people? Are you even impacting people who you've never met before? Are you being drained because you're having a facade because you want to have a certain kind of look and appearance to people? You have to be true to yourself. Utilize your time properly here. Don't take it for granted, because again, this is what we get paid for, our time. And then don't take people for granted. Do not take these relationships for granted that you could be building with people, or even people who you don't need to be around that will be draining you, your life energy, your spiritual force, your lifeblood, or even is draining your time, or not even helping you go down the right path of what you need to be doing. That's basically it. Don't take things for granted. Use every opportunity, even if you're not actually doing actively something, think about it. Have ideas of what you want to do to improve yourself, things that you have goals you want to achieve, things that you want to get to acquire, things that you may know that the world can use, that's inside of you, that the way that only you can bring it out. Everyone has their own specific, unique seasoning to bring whatever skill set, mindset, whatever it is, out inside of you. So that's it right now. I'm gonna cut this short. If you want to catch any more of my podcasts, you can check me out on my website at www.brooklynbaritone.com. You can also catch me on my YouTube channel, Brooklyn Baritone on YouTube. You can also catch me on LinkedIn under Corey Ashley. I am also on Instagram and on Facebook. You can also catch me, my podcast, on the Google Play Store, the Apple iTunes Play Store, and Amazon Music under podcasts. I want you guys to be blessed. I hope this at least, gave you something to think about. I'm pretty sure most of you guys listening kind of know this stuff already, but it doesn't hurt to always hear certain things and repeat it and practice it over and over. But be blessed, walk good. You will hear from me next week. I'm out. Enjoy the beautiful day, beautiful weekend. The sun is bright and beaming, and you should be too. I'm out.